first player.
3 games, and he lost all of them.
Yep, Sora. We just never see this guy ever. Always being a part of the team. I guess he just never really found any success in practice. It's kind of a shame to be a player like that and just never get play time.
Yeah, I feel like he's definitely got the skill, the potential. Just not sure what the reason is why they don't really field him all that much.
Well, Trap is 7-6. He hasn't played as much as some of these other Gen Era players, but he saw a lot more time at the end of Pro League. Now, 7-6, a positive record. We'll take a look at these 2 players' PvP records in a moment. Obviously not going to be a lot of data from this season for Sora, but last season he won some impressive PvPs and played well in other tournaments like the Tesla Cup, for example. And I really like Sora's PvP, and I think the way he prepares for a best of 1 like this is really solid. That's why I give him a slight edge here.
Well, 0-2 against Protoss. He's played 2 of those games here in this season of Pro League 2015. Trap here 2-2.
Wow, that last recent 10 games, 1-9 for Sora.
Well, this is why we don't see him in Pro League unless he has to come out and build for his team. 2-1 in favor of Trap as well.
Trap looks insanely nervous as well going into this one, much more so than Sora, I have to say.
Well, let's see how this one's going to go down. It's going to be game number 4 here on Cactus Valley. Down here in the bottom left, in the yellow from CJ Entis, it is Sora.
The underdog for sure. Up to the top right at cross spawns for Gen Era Green Wings. It is Trap. I'm a bit nervous. There's so much on the line for players like these 2 players. Players who will not be able to make it to BlizzCon because they don't have enough points. They don't do well in individual leagues. Pro League is all they've got, right? And for all they know, this could be the last season of Pro League. It's the last season of Pro League on Heart of the Swarm. These guys are not going to BlizzCon. They're not playing in the GSL finals. There's no more GSL after this. If there's any exhibition match tournaments like another Kespa Cup or maybe a Hot 6 Cup, for example, it usually happens at the end of the year, they're not getting seeded in. They're just simply put not good enough. They don't have enough results. So this is so important for them. This is their last chance. This might be the last chance for Sora to play on a big stage, maybe even in his career. We don't know what's going to happen to StarCraft 2 next year. We don't know what's going on with Legacy of the Void. So this is a very stressful moment for these 2. They want to prove themselves in this mirror matchup. They've been preparing since Friday, since they knew they were going to play against each other. And again, a huge sigh from Trap there in the camera shot. Almost makes it feel like he's about to do an all-in or something. He's like really stressing.
Well, I think probably the most nervous thing for Trap is the fact that he's very favored and he has to win this game. It's not about like, oh, it's a big match. It's more like, I have to do this for my team. It's expected of me.
Also, remember the last game he played was against Flash again, where he tried to go for the in-base gateway kind of. We thought it was going to be a 2-gate, but the probe got scouted by a building supply depot on the ramp. So it was kind of an embarrassing game for Trap to take, and maybe, he doesn't feel so good after that one.
Now, Sora's build, not to kind of like sort of change topics, but he's going into an insanely quick warp gate rush. He's also fully walled off his ramp, so there's not going to be much way to find out what's going on. When you wall off your ramp tight like this and go for a 10-gate and send a probe out this early, it's almost like he's just going to 3-gate warp gate. He might even 4-gate here. Look at the difference in build times for these cyber cores. He is rushing this out. He's going to try to find that base ASAP, and it's just simply going to be a timing attack with warp gates. I mean, that's exactly what we're going to see here. There's no question about it. There's no doubt about it.
And it's really interesting to do on this map as well, because he went for a double scout at the same time. So he's like, I need to know where he is. It's going to take a long time for him to scout me on this gigantic 4-player map, so I can get this out extremely fast before my opponent really knows what's going on.
This is actually going to be like Korean 4-gate level. He's going to drop multiple pylons probably into the main, I would say.
Well, look at this. He's about to scout it out with his probe. Yeah. He sees the block at the front. He knows something is going on here. This is kind of a very quick cybercore and a very, very quick stalker.
Insta make on that mothership core, by the way. He's chrono boosting that out. He knows he's going to need that energy
Way
out
too
here.
late, though. Way too late. Let's see how many gateways he adds. I think he's just going to add 2 gates in just a second here. He's got 1 probe hidden behind the natural. This probe's going to leave, so it looks like there's nothing going on.
Oh, that's so cute.
2 gateways in the main, and he's got a great build-over opportunity here. The Stalker's coming over to try to push this Mothership Core away. Every single hit point he could take away is a huge win here for Sora.
Well, one Stalker's out on the map here for Sora, going to pull these units out of position, and here comes the probe
He's going
straight
to the
into
main.
the main.
Wow, this is going to do so much. This is such a great idea from Sora.
So well planned.
Oh, he's going to try block him out?
I think he might.
Looks like it. He's going to set it up here. One more pylon. There it is.
There it is. And
Wow.
this Stalker is trapped now, and he can just warp in on the other side. He can also cancel this 3rd pylon in order to gain access himself. The probes are actually going to help win him this fight, in this 1v1 Stalker fight. There he goes. Now the second Stalker arrives, and that
he
Mothership
cancels.
Core is vulnerable. Warp gate research is done, and now he can just walk into the main with that cancel. Here we go.
93 energy. He needs to kill
He
the
needs
Mothership Core.
it.
He needs it.
And he's
One
going to
more
turn
hit.
it
There
down.
it
There it goes. Sora warping another Stalker. Good probes around here, though. Can he squeeze out?
I
He's
don't
trying
think so.
for it.
He's trying to go for the surround, but there are 4 Stalkers out here. One by one, the probes go down, and there's absolutely nothing left over for Trap.
He's losing way too much mining time. He's got his warp gates ready. Here comes a huge warp into 2 Stalkers. He's going to try to catch these on the retreat, but already another warp in. And this is just too many Stalkers. He's overwhelmed. And that should actually just be game.
That should be warping in here is Trap. He's going to desperately try to hold this off, but even with one Zealot in the front, the tank got a second one on the way, and he's just way too far ahead here.
Boom. There you go.
GG.
GG. Tying up the score. I told you guys, do not sleep on Sora when he's preparing these builds. He has a perfect build. He has a double probe scout. He hides the second probe. He traps the Stalker and kills it. Perfect execution of an insanely risky build, and that is what Sora will come out and do in a PvP. And Coach Park had faith, and that worked out. That was a really sick build. That's when a plan comes together perfectly.
Yeah, that was just a really beautiful game. That was just so well prepared from Sora. You could really tell, down to the finest detail. Like keeping the 2 probes alive, putting in one, drawing out the units, and the second probe goes up the ramp to make a pylon wall, and then you fight with 2 probes with your 1 Stalker against his 1 Stalker and Mothership Core, and you win the fight against the Stalker with your second one coming up. It was so, finely timed.
Yeah,
It was really cool.
He really got away with it as well, baiting out the Stalker like that, and to the fact that Trap never scattered around his natural at all either. He just kind of fell for it and followed it, and then it just ended up biting him. So it really was beautifully executed all in like that. And I don't know, it's surprising, maybe even expected.
It's kind of crazy, too, when you scout a tightly walled off base. Like me, a Pro player, if I scout a tightly walled off base like that, I'm like, okay, DT's probably. He's got a Dark Shrine there. He doesn't want the probe to come into mind. He's like super fast rushing out DTs or something like that. I'm not thinking about warp gate research. I'm not thinking about that because you see the Cyber Core already. By the time he saw the core, his own core was done, so he couldn't assume it was rushed. He didn't see any Chrono Boost. I think he was just trying to figure out what was going on, but the second probe was so well hidden.
Well, I think like seeing the Stalker that early, like a Stalker out before his Stalker even started, really says about how rushed the Cyber Core was there. He should have known something was going on, but he didn't scout hard enough.
Not the best read from Trap, and maybe not the best response. Either way, it's going to tie things up here 2-2. And we are going into Hero versus Symbol, which should go Hero's way with Ragnarok versus Maru for that 6th match. So we were thinking maybe 3-3. It could happen, guys. But first, we're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll be right back.